Hi YouTube friends, here's your Terry again, a Berliner in Florida. Welcome back to my video channel. Today is a special video. It's all about man's best friend. Man's best friend is your dog. You turn dog around, it says God, it's unconditional love. So this message is for all of you who are watching my video. If you have a big heart, go out into a shelter in a kennel and adopt a loving dog or a cat. So when I grew up as a young boy in West Berlin, my first experience with a dog was a silver poodle named Daisy. Daisy was adopted by my mom and my dad while my aunt had Parkinson's. She could not take care. So we had our first dog in West Berlin. I was around 7 or 8. My brother Jürgen was like 4. And she was a good looking dog. She was cute. Unfortunately, she was sick later on and she didn't last very long. We had to, put her to sleep and she went over the Rainbow Bridge. So the whole family was kind of upset. Christina was still young, me and Jürgen, and Rosie was still there. So we wanted to have another dog. So my parents decided to get another poodle, a white poodle named Sherry. Sherry was bought in Spandau, in the suburb where I was growing up. Actually, it was a store, like a Walmart type, and they had a animal section. So we had a white Cherry. You will see all these pictures in the background. My wife Debbie will blend them in from Daisy and Sherry. Sherry lasted like 10 or 12 years, and he had a good long life, and he went to sleep peacefully under the dining room table. And it was still not right, so we wanted to have another dog. So my mom decided to get another poodle. And this time was a cognac color type poodle named also Sherry number 2. I left my parents' house with 17 when my sister Christine and my brother-in-law Rick, the American GI, moved to the United States to Baltimore after he retired from the Army. So I took my sister's apartment over in Spandau in the Heerstraße, and I worked then at age 18. I worked for the BVG, as I mentioned in my journey to America. I was a train driver, subway driver, and train conductor by the BVG. And with all these shifts working, I was always alone at home. I felt kind of lonely. So the day came, I just studied the paper, looking at secondhand paper, and there was a guy had a litter of puppies. They were a mix between a German Shepherd and a Lab. So I didn't really have any money, but I had a vehicle. I just bought it like maybe 2 months ago, very cheap. That was a French car. Will be also blended in the video. Was a French Citroën 2CV, a white beige one. So I called this guy up and said, "Hey, I'm interested to buy one of your puppies, but I don't have any money. I'm totally broke. But I can offer you a vehicle, and it's still running. It's still good. It has 6 months worth of inspection, and it's good in gas." And he said, "Okay, what you got?" So I told him I got that Citroën, and we made a deal. It was kind of funny. The insurance was saying, "What kind of deal is that?" I'm trading my 2CV Citroën car for a beautiful German puppy mix, Buddy. Buddy was the love of my life. He was a good dog. He was my Schnubbelschwänzchen, my buddy Häschen. He was a good dog. He lived a good long life. He had awesome times for a walk when I came home from my shift. He was always good. He loved to play outside at the Haneberg. There was a berg, Haneberg, like a mountain made out of trash and debris, and they're covered up in soil and planted trees and grass, and there was a lot of wild rabbits that he liked to chase there. So we went over in 1995. My first wife had a dog named Rocky, a Rottweiler. You will see that in the picture too. So Rocky and Buddy made it over to Florida in 1995, the long way from Berlin, Germany to Bonita Springs. Unfortunately, the first was Rocky. She had to be put down. She was sick, and was very devastating for my ex at that time. So we decided to get another dog so Buddy would not be lonely. So we got a Lab named Lisa, and you will see it also in the picture. And then in 1998, my Buddy had cancer too, and he had to be put down. So, and then long story short, I went to the divorce. The dog went with my first wife. When I met my love of my life, Debbie, we lived in a condo here in Bonita. I thought something is missing. I don't have Lisa. Why not get another dog? And she said the Labs are the best family dog. So we went into Naples Neighbors had a store where you can buy all kinds of supply for pets, and also cats and fish, and also they had dogs. Not good to buy it in those places. I always say go out in the shelter, adopt one, or go to a certified breeder. But you know, we went in there, the kids were small, Sarah Marlin, and we saw that chocolate lab. He was so cute. And we called him Buddy, so we took him home. Buddy lived a good long life with us. He was one of a hell of a dog. He was one of the best dogs I ever had. When we had Buddy here in that house we were building in 2003, where I'm making this video right now, my daughter Ashley, she rescued a cat named Kitty. Kitty was a fur cat, and then she lived with her, and we took her in. And Buddy and Kitty became best friends. And last but not least, there was another cat roaming around in the neighborhood, and it was a beautiful cat. And she must have been somebody's cat that she was listening to the name Cassidy. Cassidy survived the Hurricane Wilma in 2004, and my kids were feeding the cat on the way to the bus stop in the morning. And after Hurricane Wilma, we saw her coming out of the drain by the overflow here in the streets, and we just took her. And Buddy was so excited. He loved this cat. He loved Kitty, and he loved that Casadilla. So we had Cassidy, we had Kitty, and we had Buddy Schnubbelschwänzchen. Last but not least, our neighbor Charlie said, do you know anybody who wants a dog? I said, why? We have this dog here, this little gray and white one. It looks like a Chihuahua, a Yorkshire Terrier mix. Somebody threw it out of the pickup truck. Unbelievable. People dodged her here in our neighborhood and took off. And that was Emma Louise. Emma Louise was one of a hell of a dog. She was incredible. She must have been already 3 or 4 or 5 to that time. And it looks like she had already babies. So we took Emma in. So we had Emma, we had Buddy, we had Cassidy, and we had Kitty. Then 2 years later, I think 1 or 2 years later, again Charlie came up with another dog, a Basset, full dirty and full of pigs and mud, and she was roaming around the neighborhood. She was crossing the street actually here, Livingston Imperial, and that's a very busy street. And just the last couple of years they put a wall of a sound barrier. To that time there was no wall, so she was lucky she was not run over. And we went to a vet to check her out, and she had a microchip. She must have come from I think Kentucky, from a breeder, probably a puppy mill, and somebody took her in but never had her registered. And when she must be like a year old, they were tired of her probably and let her go. So we decided to keep that Basset, and I call her Baby Girl. That was actually Baby Girl number 1. So we had Buddy, we had Emma Louise, we had Baby Girl number 1, we had Kitty, and we had Cassidy. Long story short, Emma was the longest surviving dog from all of them. I purchased another Basset in 2016 when Buddy was gone and Cassidy was not here anymore. They both were over the Rainbow Bridge with my first Buddy. Also my first Basset. I had Baby Girl number 2. Baby Girl number 2, I still have her. She's right now 5 years old. She's a beautiful girl. Came from up in Ocala. And Emma had another friend. Emma was the one who always saw our family got smaller and smaller with all these pets we had. But she survived 4 of our not pets. So Emma unfortunately is gone too. And I forgot to mention we have Larry. Larry came actually for Cassidy. Larry is here now, I think 4 years now. My wife Debbie, the Humane Society came up with the vet at her work, and he was actually born in the Humane Society, and he is a hell of a cat, Larry. He has a personality like a dog. He's loving. He listens better than the dog. You call him, he's right away in your face. He's greeting my granddaughter Catalina, my wife Debbie. He puts his paw on her cheek, no claws, not biting, not scratching. He's a good cat. And Larry will make a good addition to our family. And then unfortunately Emma had to be put to sleep. She was very old. I think she was close to 20. And that was kind of hard on Baby Girl. I still didn't replace another dog for Emma. So we have right now Baby Girl number 2, and we have Larry. The message here really I was making out here, and for people who are watching me the first time on my YouTube channel, is always make sure first to look into a shelter, into an animal place, in a kennel. There's so many sad stories. There's a lot of good dogs and cats who needs a loving home. There's a lot of abuse going around with animals, and a lot of people abandoning their dogs, their cats when it goes to hurricane season. Back then in Katrina was a lot of dogs left behind when Hurricane Katrina hit in New Orleans. That's very sad. We will never, ever, ever leave our pets behind. If there's a hurricane, we will take our pets and go into a shelter or into a hotel who accepting dogs and cats, for sure. You do not have to leave your cats or dogs behind in a natural disaster. So, like I said, this message is about man's best friend. Of course, like I said, the dog, you turn it around, is God. God is unconditional love. They're always truthful and loving to you, and they're the loyal friends you can have. And also the cats. So please, if you get this message and you consider to have a pet for yourself, for your family, your children, consider first to adopt a good dog or cat from the shelter, from the Humane Society in your local area. We have in Lee County in Fort Myers and in Naples, and people who listen to me on the different states or maybe overseas in Germany. When you want to have another loving pet in your family, get somebody a chance and go and adopt somebody from the shelter. If you like this video, give a big thumbs up, a like, subscribe with notification. By the way, go on my YouTube channel. I have 25 more videos out there. Make a comment and check it out, and pass me on, share me on Facebook. This is Terry in beautiful Bonita Springs, a Berliner in Florida. You guys stay safe. Have a great day. God bless you and your family. And remember, be good to your pets. You don't know how long you have them. Love you guys. Bye-bye.